And I would like to call for our third presenter for this panel, Natalia Tikhonova, from the University of Fine Arts of Hamburg. The title of presentation is The Processes of Weaponization and Militarization of Russian Society Through Culture.
Yeah,
Exactly
hello.
the same topic we touched upon yesterday. Thank you, Natalia. You have 20 minutes and 10 minutes for the answers.
Yes, thank you very much. Can you hear me well?
Yes,
Okay,
fine.
great. Yeah, so I want to show this topic from the point of culture, religious, and other part of life. My presentation has a lot of different pictures and examples from cultural era, how the masculinization and militarization of Russian society appeared in the last 20, 30 years. And of course, I have also some excourse to previous times. And this photo has a very good representation of the main idea of my presentation. How these processes work in society, that it is actually try to be hidden, and sometimes it's not it's possessed not to be so obvious. And this is well-known photos from photo from the Wagner's group tank when they came to Rostov, and so that's just a good illustration, as I think. And I would like also to put the citation of the colonial researcher of the researcher of the colonial processes, where he explained the militarization and weaponization as the technology, as the colonial technology. And that point of view also inspired me for my researches. Yes, and I also have to say that to understand these topics, I think it's very important to divide militarism and militarization, because military, and I have to mention it also, because militarism is something that can be tracked within the changes that existed in the government, in the taxes, and so on. And militarism and militarization is the process that is much wider, that it has a very deep root into the society and into the process. And this conception is well educated and well known through mostly US point of view, because that was very large topic in the last century. Yes, and here I would like to put the criteria of militarization from two researchers, Bernazzoli and Colin Flynn, and they explained these criteria, and they tried to put these criteria to show this process of how this militarization can be tracked and can be viewed in the society. And I find it very interesting that when we read these criteria, we can also sometimes relate to it, and that also shows how deeply this processes of militarization exist. And of course, me as a person from Russia, for example, I was also into this process of militarization, and yeah, so that's interesting to track it also within your personality. Yeah, so I would like just to read it. So the criteria that they put is that the armed force is the ultimate resolve of tensions, that human nature is prone to conflict, having enemies is a natural condition, the hierarchical relations produce effective actions, a state without a military is naive, scarcely modern, and barely legitimate. In times of crisis, those who are feminine need armed protection. In times of crisis, only any man who refuses to engage in armed violent action is jeopardizing his own status as a manly man. The soldiers possess certain values and qualities that are desirable in civil society. Military superiority is a source of national pride. And that the last three, I find this also very interesting because we can see them in the next process also, and we can also interpret them in terms of the cultural process in Russia. Yes, that those who do not support military actions are unpatriotic. Those who do not support military actions are anti-soldier, and the last one is also interesting, that first step to engage in armed conflict is to serve the will of God. And so that's a short introduction. And next, I'll try to show this points on the examples from culture and from other areas of life. And here also is an illustration of this, that the point of the areas that I try to investigate is culture, family, religion, land policy, and the securization, security. And as an illustration, also I use this ship worship that tries to camouflage, and I find this analogy also very relatable. Yeah, and of course the process of militarization of Russian society has started way earlier than the last 30 years, and there are also a lot of citations and text about it, how the Soviet society was militarized, and also how this civil militarism, so-called, was very deep installed into the Soviet people and Soviet government. But my point of view is last 30 years, so I'm mostly concentrated on this time frame. And as a first example, I would like to show, yeah, so that's also the examples from Soviet Union. And as first examples, I want to show the examples of how the memorization of Second World War work, and not only in the official culture, but also through the work with children, with schools, with art universities, and so on. And as I also have these memories from my childhood and from my study in art college, that a lot of topics every year that we had to cover was to make some paintings, pictures about Second World War or about veterans, and these are the examples of art diplomas from Academy of Retina that were produced in last 5 years. So it's not the old pictures, but here we can see how this memory is conserved, and also here I show the pictures of kids' work, where they also had to do this to do some art, some drawings about blockade of Leningrad or about Second World War. So that is a very popular topic for school tasks, and it has started not in the last 3 years, but much earlier. And these are the pictures that are quite strange, and they are from our times, and they show this new wave of this school patriotism and militarism, and here are the more contemporary, more today's picture with so-called war and the war from today's. And yeah, there are also some strange pictures. So this also illustrates the memorials and the special art art propaganda events in schools that also had the connection with the theses that I wrote in the first place, that this militarism is the militarization very often is built into the idea of protection and of being the protector of the land or of the children, and it's connected with the family and with this idea of having your duty to protect, and that we can see also from from these examples of and from how the war in Ukraine were presented in Russia. So they used a lot of propaganda pictures with kids and to push this idea of that we need the war to protect our kids or to protect other kids. And here it's another example of exhibition in St. Petersburg with the message that the kids in Donetsk needs the protection. And another example from the art area that I want to name is the Greco School. It's a special art institution in Russia. It exists on the base of military ministerium, and so this special school that and the institution that had the tradition of military painting and very close work of artists with military and with war, and now they also exist, and they do a lot of portraits of military. They also do some sculptures, and so that's how it looks. We can see this they main picture, and they also worked on the Patriot Park that was created for to present the ideas of how the army works and the idea of militarization also. And they also had kids studio where kids do also some classes with military things. And what I find also quite interesting about them, that that's not only their duty, but there are also artists from this Krakow school that work exactly as military artists in previous times. So here is a picture of artists from news, and he is in Syria during during 2015, as far as I remember, and he is painting Palmyra, and there is an interview from him where he also speaks that for him it was a very touchable moment, that he feels this that he needs to protect the memory, protect the land, and now he's doing his sketches to protect what was destroyed, and also he speaks that he feels that a special sent mission to be sent. So he also speaks about this idea of having some will of God to do this, and I find it also quite interesting. And of course, yeah, they also do some. Before they did some exhibitions about Syrian war, and now they do a lot of things about war in Ukraine. Yeah, that's a citation from the artist. And another interesting points that also exist and that is very well viewed in this process are the idea of being a man, and also the same processes that were used by colonizers, and that the idea of protecting the land. And I wanted to share very interesting thoughts about it, that this ideas of Russia as this, I think we spoke a lot about it during this conference, that the idea of Russia that is holding this flag to protect the whole world, the conservative ideas from Western. This is very well new, and we also see a lot how they use this idea to explain the war in Ukraine. And there are also definitely this propaganda messages that the war is the thing for men, and that is very important to keep to keep your manless during during this war situation. And we can see that this idea of masculinity is very important for Putin. And here is just a collage of Putin mansplaining constantly, and we can see that his angles of legs is the wider and than others participants, and yeah, so we can see that very obvious here. And of course they use this ideas of men and masculinity in this advertising for to recruit soldiers. And there is the examples of the video examples of advertising also. Yeah, I will skip it because I think we don't have that much time to watch it. And of course, I have to mention.
Yes, actually, Natalia, actually, excuse me for interrupting. We have only 1 minute, and we could proceed to conclusions.
Yes, okay, thank you. Yes, and of course, I have to mention also the film Brat that was very important also for this tendency. And at the end, I also put their citation of Piotrowski that he said in the beginning of the invasion, and that he totally understands his mission of militarist and imperialist, and that he is ready to bring this mission with him. Yes, and I also have very interesting examples of the military ecologists as examples of land policy. Yeah, so that's actually a lot of material, and I know that it's not possible to share, but what I want to say is a conclusion that we can see that in Russia, this idea of militarization were very close connected with the idea of secularization, of that there is this big enemy, and that we need to protect it. And so as the end of this process of militarization, we can see that Russian society was not able to go to war, but they were able to tolerate the war. So that's what I can say. So they were not ready to go to the battle by themselves, but the idea of war was not new to them, and people understood it as their duty, and as something that exists every time, and that's as was mentioned in the first slide with 11 points, with 11 points, that the government can exist only with army and during the war. So that's the end for my presentation. Thank you. Yeah, I have.
Thank you, Natalia.
I'll stop. Yeah.
Thank you, Natalia, for bringing this material and showing some separate cases. Well, we have some questions. First, I would like to comment that about this masculinization, there is a lot of literature. For example, Mark Lipovetsky wrote about a lot about masculinization in the post-war time, in the post-war literature and culture. And in his general discussion, he pointed out, for instance, that calling our time to be neo-archaic, neo-modernist, yes, in case of masculine elements. So there are several questions. First, about how your case is aligned with memory. What memory exactly? And do you consider it would be more interesting to show changing contexts instead of this chain of visual material? And I think our colleague, Dr. Rudling, also has a question, or had a question, at least Pia, you showed yourself here in video.
I was applauding, sorry.
Okay. So, Natalia, you know, being the grade of the same institute as you and being in the same sphere and working with more or less the same materials, I would like to hear your comments, your answer.
Yeah, that's an interesting question, and of course, yeah, I know that there are a lot of materials about the masculinization of society and militarization, and there's also very interesting text about this colonization processes that are tried to be reviewed now in Russia, and for me it was interesting to track it with so to create this to find this all connection between the processes of masculinization, militarization, and yeah, and so I try to work it through the visual materials, through cultural areas, because that is my area of studies, and of course I think it would be very interesting to see it not through visual materials, but also through social researches and through maybe more deep investigation of the processes in the society. Yeah, but since my frame is media studies, and that's why I was more concentrated on this visual material. Yeah, but of course, it's interesting. Yeah, but
Thank you for
Mhm.
choosing this topic. Could you proceed with my question? What memory?
Mhm.
What type of memory? And what contexts? And could you consider these contexts changing? Because it is quite easy to compare images of Greek school, images of, well, to say old art academy, contemporary art academy, official art, unofficial art, up to graffiti, contemporary graffiti under the state control. For instance, in Moscow, the same idea of militarization, so on. But could you please answer this question about possibly, could you put it more, well, clear way? Does the changing of contexts influence the changing of images? What way and what memory it is engaged into?
Yeah, that's I think that could be also very interesting investigation, because I can see that, of course, this has changed, and there are so my focus were more on this public propaganda pictures, but in question of memory, we know that it exists on different layers, and of course they are not so obvious, and you cannot see the collective memory through just official pictures or through pictures in social network. So yes, I think that of course the context has changed, and also there yeah, and also that that has changed different traces of how the collective memory appear, and yeah, that would be interesting to investigate. Yeah.
Well, and of course we can't say that this official level of culture, official aspects belong to collective memory. No way.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Yes, it's official, controlled memory with strict censorship.